gentlemen, today we will be presenting our research results and our advice for Grupo Adolfo regarding the export of their wine product to the Netherlands. But you may ask, why did we do this report? Well, our client wants to start going abroad, and they want to start with their wine product called Pago del Ama, and they wanted to know if they had a profit between 2012 till 2015. Our presentation is built up in three parts: the market analysis first, then the export plan, and then our financial forecast. So, market analysis is also divided in three parts: Dutch wine market, the five forces model, border, and the SWOT analysis. So the Dutch wine market, in the past 50 years, from 1.6 liters to 21.6 liters, the Dutch have been consuming wine per year. So this is a very large increase. It also shows that Netherlands is the fastest growing country when it comes to the importing of wine and consuming wine. And 20% of the Dutch people actually consume wine on a daily basis. It also shows that the market will generate from 4.2 billion euros to 4.4 billion euros coming 2013. The Netherlands is also the sixth largest country that imports wine from all over the world, and 75% of the wine imported is from European Union countries. On this chart, you could also see that Spain has had the third position. Well, they're not in correct order, but Spain has the third position of most imported wine in the Netherlands. And it has this position very stably over about 20 years. This also shows that still wine is 90% of the wine segment in the Netherlands, and especially for Grupo Adolfo, who actually make red wine, 44% of that is in the Dutch segment. So overall, this looks very positive for Grupo Adolfo. And we have the five forces model border to show if this is actually true, if this is really the right market for Grupo Adolfo. We have the bargaining power of the consumer. Of course, this is high because they will be buying this product. Then we have the bargaining power of the supplier. Grupo Adolfo has the benefit that they have their own vineyard, so they are not dependent on any supplier for the grapes itself, and they also bottle this on their own, so they do everything on their own. The threat of the new entrants is low to medium, we say, because if you want to be successful in the wine market, you have to have your own vineyard. A lot of companies don't have these, but if you have your own vineyard, you can actually have a stable position. Trend of substitute products. The Dutch prefer beer, and that is almost 71% of Dutch consumers prefer beer to other beverages, so that is one to watch. And they have the competitive rivalry within the industry, and the biggest rivalry that Adolfo will expect is Canet and Baarsma, because they own the largest part of the market. And we have the SWOT analysis. So the strengths, Grupo Adolfo is a family company. They do deliver high quality, and they have a very stable position in Toledo. They also expanded in 5 businesses, so they own apartment buildings, culinary schools, and several restaurants in Toledo. Weaknesses, they take little risk when it looks at looking at the future. They do not look at what the potential is abroad, or they do think about it, but they do not actually take the steps. It's for a young audience. This product isn't suitable, nor are any of the products, because they're very expensive, very high price, and it's also too bad that they don't use models to predict the future. So it's like very intuitive risk that they take. The opportunities, the biggest part, the legal drinking age in the Netherlands is 16 and up, and this is a rather large part in the country. There's continued growth in the wine market, as we showed in the market analysis. And the threats, a lot of competition, so mainly Canet and Baarsma, and 35 other countries that the Netherlands imports their wine from. Also, alcohol restrictions might be getting a little stronger, so that's one to watch. After all, it is wine, and alcoholic drinks don't really have a very positive view in the public eye. So now we made it to the export plan, which consists of targeting, positioning, distribution, and the promotion. We decided to target, so this is our advice to Adolfo, we decided to target men and women between the age of 33 and 60 years old, mostly the upper class because Adolfo sells the wine, the minimum price of the wine is 35 euros, and students and other middle class people will not be able to afford this product very easily. That's why we want to focus on a niche market and keep it in top quality restaurants in three of the major cities. So we would like to keep it in Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and Den Haag. And we would also position it like drink Grupo Adolfo's wine, Pagado. It enhances your image, it's a certain status. Distribution. There are several distributors, there are about five who specialize in Spanish wine, but Star Wijnenthuis particularly we chose because they have a lot of experience and they also have connections to the restaurants in the cities that we mean, so Den Haag, Rotterdam, and Amsterdam. And the transport from getting the product, because you can also choose it, transport from Spain to the Netherlands. We're going to do this by truck and it's going to go via Wim Bosman. It's a very accredited company, and they also watch their carbon footprint. So that is also interesting for Adolfo. Promotion. The website that they have, it's a very beautiful website, but unfortunately it's only in Spanish. And if Dutch people want to visit this website, it's better if it's in Dutch and preferably English too, thinking of the future prospects too. And it's also interesting to put links on the websites to the restaurants that these people sell it at and the distributor who sells it. So as a person of interest, like a restaurant, you can also click and see, oh, is that distributor that I need to have? The wine tasting. There are two big wine tastings in Den Haag and Amsterdam, and you do get the upper class there, so it would be interesting if these people could taste the product there before they buy it. Advertisements appear in newspapers. Do try to work with your restaurant that sells the wine just to mention it in their advertisements. That's one to go. Also mention that you do produce biologically. That's a trend in the Netherlands. People are trying to live greener. Also mention that there are several prizes won for all your wines for about 5 years. It's very impressive. And also put it on the wine cart of the restaurants in particular. Just make it highlighted and say this wine is especially out of Spain and it won several prizes. So we also thought posters would be a good idea, posters for the restaurants, and this is what it would look like. This is just an example. And you see the Pagoda Ama wine. This is the symbol for biologically produced wine. Also, the Spanish awards mentioned that they won various awards, and then the website, so people can visit this website, choose the restaurant that they want to go to, and then decide if they want to drink Pagoda Ama. And now I introduce Marceli, who is going to tell you about financial forecast.
Yes, here I am. Thank you. I'd like to thank my colleague Natasha. Now that Natasha has explained our plan for Grupo Adolfo, now it is interesting to see how it is in numbers, how to translate it in numbers. And so we made a profit and loss statement. But as you can see, we make a lot of profit, so it's just a profit statement. No, it's good. Okay, so unfortunately, these numbers are not 100% accurate because Grupo Adolfo could not provide us any annual reports or financial data. So yeah, because of confidential reasons. But they did provide us something. They provide us the operating income and the revenues for the years 2011, 2010, and 2009. And we also had information about the selling price for each of the 5 wine products of Grupo Adolfo. That is why we could calculate the expenses and the sales volume and production volume. So for this part here, 2009, 2010, 2011, we could calculate the part, but from 2012 and 2015, these numbers are mostly based on assumptions. So, so I'm going to explain what you see here, actually. You see here, if you take a look at the production and sales volume uh, amount in bottles, you can see that the sales is kind of dropping each year. That is because of the decrease in the wine consumption in Spain, which also led to a decrease in revenues. You can see in percentages, you can see it here. And what also did decrease were the expenses for these years. That is because they cut in personnel costs, and that is why they could have these profits here. And now for 2012, you can see slightly change. You can see here that that the sales volume is increasing to 14%. That is because of two factors. According to our source, Finexpo, there will be Netherlands will experience a growth in wine consumption for the years 2010 until 2015, 2014, with 6.5%. So what we did, we took the average growth for each year, so that would be 1.6% of growth in wine consumption in the Netherlands. So that is the first factor. The second factor is because we plan for Adolfo to put a lot of money in the promotion, as you saw the list with all our promotion activities. That is going to cost Grupo Adolfo a lot of money, but that is not necessarily a bad thing, because you want in this year, in 2012, you want to make a name. You want to invest in something that will result good over the next years. So what happens here in 2012? You see here that the expenses are very high, but that will result in good things, and it will result, as you might see in the sales volumes. You see that from 2012 until 2015, you can see a growth with approximately 300 bottles a year, and which also caused an increase in revenues. But we planned also to expand the expenses, because we planned for Grupo Adolfo to invest each year. You can see here that in 2012, sorry, we put 20,000 of promotion costs. We put money for promotion costs, and for 2013 we put 5,000 here for expansion and innovation, and 10,000 in the next years, which could lead Adolfo to these profits, which looks very good. And so with this information, we can conclude for Grupo Adolfo that the revenues will eventually increase a lot, but also with the expenses, which makes it a profitable market for Grupo Adolfo to export their wines to the Netherlands. So I'd like to thank you all for listening, and if there are questions, say it now.
Thank you for the presentation. Very well presented.
Thank you.
Thought it was a good presentation.
Thank you
Nice
very much.
English, good English.